If you're like me as a trophy hunter, there is no greater feeling than finally beating that game and unlocking a shiny new platinum. Whether it's a simple basic game that you're just playing to purely boost your trophy count, or if it's that game you've been working on for months, slowly grinding your way towards that platinum, it always feels really good when you get that last trophy you needed and then you automatically unlock that shiny new platinum trophy. And as with most games I play, I always wish I would know ahead of time what the platinum journey is going to be like for me, whether the trophies are heavenly set from the trophy gods above, or whether these trophies are some of the worst, grindiest and annoyingly bullshit ones that'll make me hate the game. So thankfully I'm here to let you know whether you should play it, plat it, or just downright avoid it, as I talk about whether you should platinum It Takes Two. Including the platinum, It Takes Two has 10 gold and 10 bronze trophies for you to earn, and in total it took me 15 hours to beat and platinum the game, and I was doing that solo using 2 pads, so if you've got a co-op buddy available, you'll probably do it even quicker. There is one collectible trophy in the game called Minigame Megalomaniac, which requires you to find all of the minigames scattered throughout the game's chapters, and these are basically just side activities that you and your co-op buddy can play, and you'll usually find these sort of on the branching off paths from the main route of the level, or a general rule would be, if you see something in the distance that kind of looks a bit unique and a bit interesting, just try and work your way over there, and generally, usually, you'll find that this is one of those mini games that you can play with your friend. It doesn't matter who wins the mini game, just as long as you find it and then start to play it. So you can just end the games straight away by running away if you need to. You don't actually have to sit there and play the whole game. Because some of these will take longer than others. Sometimes it'll just be a simple target practice in shooting gallery, other times it might be a fully fledged race or a collect funnel or something or another, and thankfully the game does include a minigame tracker with these yellow tambourines that will be present on the pause menu option screen for each chapter, so it will break down how many are in each chapter and what sub-levels they are in. So it's a nice way to try and track which ones you need, and an easy way to see which levels actually have them, so you know when you're on a level that has some to keep an eye out for them. So yeah, it's pretty simple really. Just look around the areas that you're in and try and find something that looks interesting. Like this one here with the volleyball, you start at the very top of the level, which you can see at the right hand side of the screen at the very top back there. So you can sort of see this from the bottom as you're coming across. So just always look around and try and go and explore the areas, and once you find your final one, you would unlock the gold trophy. But again, if you missed them in your initial playthrough, any ones that you've missed, you can go back via chapter select and go and find them. So it shouldn't really give you too much trouble. And if you're near to one, you will start to hear the sounds of the tambourine. So if you hear that, just make sure you search thoroughly in that area before you leave, and you should be able to get these without an issue. The only trophy that was really a little bit tricky was the platforming prodigy one, which requires you to climb up to the very top of the Hell Tower. So this is a sort of, it's not a mini game, but it's a hidden activity in one of the levels, and you have to basically look out for this sign called Hell Tower and then slam down on these 2 switches, and it will cause this giant tower of hell to raise, and it's basically just a platforming section, and the aim of it is to just climb to the very top, and once you do that you'll get the trophy. So this one is a little bit awkward. It's probably going to put your platforming skills to the test, but for the most part it's fairly simple as the platforms rotate around the tower. Some of them will go in and out, and some of them will rotate at different speeds and different directions, so it can get a little tricky. But for me, the hardest part was this wall jumping section with these closing and opening walls, as the camera can be a bit awkward here, and you can often find that you end up flying out even though you didn't mean to do that. So it can be a little bit awkward and frustrating when you mess up there and you have to you end up falling off the whole tower and having to climb back up again to try it again. But it's not a very tall tower. It's not like the tower in God of War. That was quite awkward to do for a trophy. This one is much more tamer by comparison. So if you can climb the one in God of War, you can definitely do this one. That's for sure. For me, the best tactic for the wall section would have to have been just to take it easy. Don't rush and be overly quick. You can pretty much just do a single jump every cycle of the walls opening and closing. So there's no rush, there's no time limit to get up there really quick, so just take your time with it. Once you get past that wall jump section, the rest of it is pretty easy, to be fair, as it's just more rotating platforms at various speeds for you to climb up in order to reach the top. So if you can get past that middle sort of section with the wall, you're pretty much home free towards the trophy unlocking then. Just make sure you don't misjump or fall off, because if you do, you'll have to climb up again, and that'll just really start to annoy you, to be honest. I would say also, if you can't see the jump, just try and adjust the camera to get yourself a better view, and just honestly just take your time with it. It's not that hard, but it's probably the hardest thing that you'll have to do in this rather easy game, to be fair, if you're wanting to get all the trophies. So like I said, once you get to the top, you'll unlock the gold platforming prodigy trophy, and that is the hardest thing to do. So the rest of the trophies in the game are just found in certain levels by interacting with stuff. So for example, you could be walking through a level and the path through the level is just going directly ahead, but you might often notice that there are branching paths, or just maybe a stack of boxes that look like you can climb up them. So if you see things like that, just go and explore, because the chances are you're either going to find a mini game that will count towards that previous trophy I was talking about, or you might find an object or something that you can interact with that will trigger something to happen that will then maybe have the potential to unlock a trophy. So this one here, Freud Friendship, if you slam that button, the character who slammed the button will get transported into that tube, and then you can torture him by slamming the other buttons in the area. Another one, you might find this camera, and if you go to the sort of camera and then get your other player to stand at the front of it by the sort of display area, you can take a picture of that person, and then that person will get the trophy. I would say to be aware that some of these trophies only unlock for the character getting it done. So this one, I think it only unlocked for the character who was getting the photo taken. So just make sure that the trophies are popping for both of you, and if they aren't, just swap the roles around and make sure that you both get it if you're going through this in a team. So there's also a really cool way out reference and trophy tied to it. So this is one that's sort of a hidden area. So you'll find in one of the levels there's a load of crates that you can climb up, and there's a little tunnel opening that you'll see, and if you go through there, you'll end up coming into this little area with these two toys. So yeah, just always keep an eye out for them. The faraway frequencies trophy was another easy one to get. It's high up, and you have to just scan the area in order to pick up these 4 signals, and once you pick up all 4 of them, you'll get the trophy. But the reason I highlight this one and talk about it is because this one has a brilliant reference to an incident with the developer of this game, Joseph Fares, at the Game Awards, which is just superb. So take a listen to that now.
Okay, can you swear here? Okay. The Oscars, you know? The Oscars! I'll tell you! I'm just like, this is Look, here's the thing. The gaming industry.
So yeah, nothing in this game is really that hard. Some of them can be a little bit awkward to realise what you have to do. So this one here with this sort of seesaw platform, you basically have to use Cody and use his giant ability to get May up to the top bit here. And in order to get the trophy, you need to slam down on the seesaw when Cody is tiny, because that will cause him to just rocket up into space. If you were to do it at his normal size, he wouldn't go high enough. So that's how you do that one. Another one that was a little bit tricky to get was this one for the A Daring Devil one, which requires you to drive the car through the hoop and then blow up. So you just got to get the area of where you need to pull back the car far enough in order to go through the hoop, because a lot of the times I was flying over it. So if you look here where I've done it here, that's the perfect spot for you to get through the hoop and unlock the trophy. So you can do this as many times as you want. The car will just always respawn, which is good, and you will have to swap around once you've done the car for the other person to get the trophy. Likewise, the breaking the bank trophy, where you put the money into the piggy bank and then slam on the piggy bank to destroy it. The player who breaks the piggy bank will get the trophy, but I don't think the other player who's just standing there not doing anything will get the trophy. So this is one where you might need to swap around after doing a chapter restart to get this trophy. Another one that was a bit tricky was the Snackosaurus trophy. So this one just requires you to eat the other player while you're riding the giant green dinosaur. But the problem is you can only eat the person when you see the button prompt. So the only place I could get it to appear was when I was standing there. So just make sure you lined up with that area and you should see the triangle button prompt appear. And once you do that and eat the other player, you'll get the trophy, Snackosaurus. So you'll see a theme here. All of these sort of hidden Easter egg sort of trophies are all the bronze ones, for the most part anyway. I say that and then we get a gold one come up. So here we have one where you have to jump onto this train. So once you get to this section and you see the train tracks, just wait around. The train doesn't come that often, so just keep waiting at a certain point of the track and eventually you'll see the train, and all you need to do is just jump onto it, and then that'll get you the on-rails experience. Is that a bronze? I can't actually see. I think that's a bronze, to be honest, actually. It's just my video playback editing screen is tiny, so I can't quite see it. Although I do think that's a gold now. Whatever, anyway. So this one is another one that's a bit vague. You need to go into this machine, this press machine, so you get flattened. So that one is just a bit random. It's not really much of a trophy, but hey, it's another one towards the platinum, so we'll take it. There's a better one in here where you can play with all the ink in the area, so I thought probably should have done one with that. This one, the Force trophy, is actually kind of out of the way, really. So you need to find this boat and get on it with both of your players and just keep riding it on this fixed track until you go into this cave, and eventually you'll see this little building on the right. So basically just jump out here and enter into it, and here is where you'll get a really cool Zelda reference as you go inside the building. So I won't spoil that bit, but yeah, that's a cool one. Mood Swing was another hidden trophy. So you're basically required to spin this guy on the swing really fast, so he eventually gets flung off it. So you need to use your magnet power to do this. But what I was finding was when I was standing there doing it, he wasn't going fast enough. So the trick is to just jump in the air as he's swinging back down and then use the magnet boost. And eventually you'll find that he just gets flung off into the abyss, which is kind of harsh, to be honest. This one was kind of a bit different, the Lost and Found trophy. So in this ice area, the sort of hub world area, you'll see at the very bottom this turtle, and it's actually missing 3 of its babies, and these babies are actually found in this ice area. So if you just skate around this area and use your magnet powers to push them back to the babies back to their parents, and you'll get that trophy. There's another one in the ice areas where you can pick up fish with these harpoon guns, and you basically just need to pick up a fish and then feed it to one of the sea lions that are on the ice cubes, not ice cubes, like fucking ice blocks, whatever you want to call it. I can't remember that word now. But as soon as you feed it to one of those, you'll get the trophy. So that's a nice easy one, but it's one that you can easily miss because you might not interact with that. So that's the key thing with these, just keep interacting with everything and you should eventually get some trophies. I think it took me a good hour or so before I got my first trophy. So another one on the ice section, quite a few in this area, there's a pirate ship in the background, so you just got to skate around so you can see it, and then climb up onto the pirate ship, go to where the wheel to steer the ship is, and you'll see a giant chest, and inside there is a hat, so you just basically have to wear the hat and you'll get the trophy for your troubles there. Next up we have a bug-sized relaxation. So this is one that you could miss actually, because it's sort of off the path of the main section of the level, and it's behind a curtain, so you might not see that. So just keep an eye out for that one, because you need to open this curtain to go into this room. It's basically like a spa, so you can go into this water and you'll get the trophy, or you can interact with any of the other bits in the room, and I think they'll give you the trophy too, so you can sit in that statue thing and meditate or do whatever in the room and you'll get the trophy. There's another meditation one as well, which I thought was a bit random, in this area, in the sort of cloud section of the symphony level, I think it is. So once you get the flight ability, just look for this drum, and inside is a room, and you can just sit down in here and meditate, and as soon as you do that, you'll get the trophy, and then that is the final one of these sort of hidden side interactive areas. So unfortunately with those trophies, there's no actual way to track them in game to see which level has them and which levels don't have them, so it can be a bit awkward with those. So I would probably recommend you use a guide to find all of those trophies. The mini games one isn't too bad because you can track those in game, but with those other hidden trophies, you definitely want to try and use a guide, because though you could have a little bit of a clue on the descriptions of each trophy, they are kind of vague and they don't really tell you what level they're in, even though they're ordered in the order that you will unlock them and see them first in the game. It's still quite hard to sort of see where they are, so use a guide for those. But overall, this is a really fun and easy platinum to get, and the game's quite short and it's really fun to play, to be honest. I really enjoyed it. So with that said, all that you need to do then to get the last trophy is to basically just complete the game, and that'll get you the gold It Took Two trophy. But if, like me, you did it on your own with two controllers, it should really be called It Took One. So once you get that, you will then unlock the platinum trophy. And that's it. That's all you have to do. It's a really simple list. 21 trophies, 1 platinum, 10 gold and 10 bronze. So there's nothing really there that will test your gaming skills to the max. It's just a nice, easy, fun co-op experience that you can get a platinum in. Kind of like what A Way Out was, to be honest. An easy but enjoyable platinum. So all that's left now is to give it a final rating. So should you platinum It Takes Two? I had an absolute blast playing this, so it's definitely a platinum it, because it's just fun and easy to do. So that is pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, even if you haven't got a co-op buddy at hand, it doesn't actually take two to platinum this game, because you can easily do it with just yourself and another controller. And if you get the PS4 version, you also get the PS5 upgrade, so that's 2 platinums for the price of 1. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.